Hello everyone. Today we are talking why our chickens are not giving us enough eggs for our cart. We have been busily working with this thing all summer long and we cannot keep up with egg demand. And today we're going to go over a few reasons why your chickens may not be laying. Okay, so here we are out here with the hens. In a perfect world, 24 chickens equates to 24 eggs a day. Now that's not always the case. First off, chickens don't lay eggs every day for several reasons. They need time to produce them. Some breeds are more productive than others. But for the most part, there is a lot of factors that can come into play and contribute to why your chickens aren't laying eggs. Sickness. Now, this little one here is usually a trooper and lays eggs almost every day. But she had a little bit of an ear infection. And when they're sick and not feeling well, they have to conserve energy and therefore her egg production has dropped. As you can see, she's out and about now and feeling much better. So hopefully her egg production will turn around. Hi, girlies. Okay, so here we are with some of our older hens. This one here, we got now almost 10 years ago, and she's still laying, which is well beyond what most people will tell you as far as chickens can lay. But because of her age, her production is not nearly what it was when she was a young hen. But she has started developing health issues in her older age. She has arthritis in her feet. We're keeping her as healthy as we can. And as long as she's happy and healthy, we'll keep her around, even if she stops laying eggs, because she's more than earned her keep by laying for us for the last 10 years. For any of you that keep older hens, one of the tricks we have to keeping them healthy and continually laying is obviously your calcium supplements, your oyster shells and such. If you can't get your hands on those, just buying calcium supplement in the stores, breaking it up and powdering it and putting it in their food works as well. But we do notice that the older hens, their eggs get weaker. We've noticed when they start to get a little bit older, they might have eggs in the coop while they're on the stoops at night. And we noticed that they might be a little bit of a weaker consistency. I contribute that mostly to age. They eat all the same things everybody else eats, but they do tend to have a weaker egg. So if you're having issues with that, calcium is your key to getting that egg a little bit firmer and giving them what they need to keep laying for you. Okay, so here we are in our coop. Now, normally during the day, you wouldn't find many chickens in here unless they're laying eggs. But these little bantam breeds tend to be broody, and that stands true in this case. We have had a couple, and they are broody more often than not. Now, broody hens will not lay. They will sit there all day like they're going to lay, but they don't lay. And it is super hard to break these little ones of being broody. We have had the most difficult time trying to figure out how to stop them. So we've just kind of let them do their thing. We let them sit on the other hen's eggs. And that is a major contributor to your egg production if you've got broody hens. So I won't go into all the ways you can stop that. There are different methods and techniques people use. So if you've got a hen that sits on the nest all the time, but you're not seeing an egg under there, you may want to consider looking up different ways to break a broody hen. Okay, now if you're not sure if you've got a broody hen or an injured hen or a sick hen that just likes to sit in the box, you just go ahead and reach in there and you'll get yourself some noises that you don't generally hear out of them. They like to squeal and screech and growl at you when you're trying to touch them. So that's one surefire way to know that they're broody. All right, now here we have some of our younger pullets who are just coming into laying. Now, if you have younger chicks, or the pullets rather, that are coming into age for laying, you might notice their eggs are a bit smaller. Nothing to be alarmed about. That's just part of the process. As they mature and get larger and they produce more eggs, you should see some size increases. It really does depend on the breed as well. But that is another problem we have is 24 hens, but 9 of them are just coming into age. So there's 9 hens that aren't generally producing for us. Now, for anyone that keeps chickens, there's different ways to do it and different methods people use. We like to let ours free range. There are some benefits, a lot of benefits, but there are some cons to that as well. One of them is injury. and environmental. So these girls can get themselves into things that we can't necessarily control. They dig around, they scratch around, they might find a piece of broken glass or a screw or a nail. We try to keep everything as clean as we can, but it is an older homestead, and they'll find things to get cut on, and injuries will be another thing that cause your hens to stop laying. In this case, we've got a bit of bumblefoot on this girl, and because she's in pain and because she has an infection, she's not producing eggs. So we are tending to it and caring for it, but you might find if your hen stops laying that there might be an injury there that you don't quite know about. Bumblefoot went undetected for us the very first time we experienced it for quite a while because we weren't used to looking for it, for one. And the hens, generally, it's really hard to catch until their feet start to swell up pretty good, and you'll start to noticeably see them limp. So if you've got a hen that's not laying and you're not sure why, maybe check. There could be an injury or an underlying issue there. Okay, so I don't have examples for all the reasons that your chickens will stop laying. Molting is another top one. They will lose their feathers and then gain new ones. Generally, it's a seasonal thing, so you'll see them get new fluff and down going into the winter months. Here we do have a couple molting, but they're out and about. So that's another key factor to look for. If you have a molting chicken, it's really not a whole lot you can do. Try not to handle them too much because they definitely don't like that. It's very painful for them when they're molting. Some other factors you've got are environmental. Extreme heat or extreme cold will prevent your chickens from laying. So check the conditions in your coop. Is it too hot? Do you need to set up a fan, get some air circulating? They can't sweat. It's not going to necessarily cool them, but if you can cool the temperatures in your coop and in your environment during those hot summer months, you might see a little bit more egg production. Otherwise, we do notice that in those, really hot, humid days, they tend to hide out in the shade and they just don't lay. And the same goes in the extreme cold. If your hens are not comfortable in the winter, if you're keeping your coop, below zero, they're going to conserve energy and not lay at all. And another major factor of free range chicken ownership is actually finding the eggs. That is our biggest problem, is we do not find every single egg. These girls are very good at finding nice safe spots far away from the dog and the predator birds and everybody else that likes to steal the eggs around here. We've got weasels that steal the eggs. So they have gotten quite good at hiding them. And every so often we will come across a clutch of eggs, and wouldn't you know it, there's more than enough in there to fill a couple of cartons of eggs. But yeah, we can't use them because we don't know how long they've been sitting there. But so if you keep free range chickens and you've got a lot of space for them to roam, make a game of it and get out there and start looking, because there's a good chance your hens are laying somewhere outside of the boxes. Well, thanks for watching and letting us share our experiences with why our hens won't lay eggs and why our homestand is lacking eggs for sale. And we hope that helped. And we hope that if you have any other reasons why the hens don't lay, that you'll share them in the comments below. And thank you for watching.